What we are going to be doing is we are going to be redoing and restocking Henry, my axolotl's tank. Pretty sure we got 6 ghost shrimp right here. Zebra danios right here. You can see these little striped guys right there. And then we also got some female guppies. Guys, help, help, he has my finger. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you all are having an amazing day so far. So, of course, we got our trusty sidekick, Theo. Say what's up, Theo. Say what's up. Get those little stinky fingers out of your mouth. But guys, in today's video, what we are going to be doing is we are going to be redoing and restocking Henry, my axolotl's tank. Now, when I first got Henry, he did live here, and then my brother decided to take him because Henry is constantly growing. So now he's at my brother's house living in a bigger, better tank. Now, not only are we going to be completely redoing Henry's tank and making it all nice, but we are actually going to be restocking it as well. Now, we are going to head to the pet store. We're going to get a bunch of different types of fish that actually can coexist with Henry, and we're also going to get some shrimp. But guys, this is going to be a pretty long process because we can't put the fish or the shrimp in right away. And the reason for that is because just in case they have parasites or any bacteria, they need to be quarantined for about 2 to 4 weeks in a separate tank. So this is going to take quite some time. Alright guys, so we just arrived to Petco, and now technically you're not supposed to film inside, so once I head inside, get the fish, get anything else I need, I'll catch you all once we get back to the car. So we have made it back into the car, and we have everything that we need. So we got a little decorations for him that we're going to add into the axolotl tank. We got substrate to go on the bottom of the tank for this little guy, and we also got the fish. So we're going to do a little fish haul right here, guys. So first off, we actually got about 6, I'm pretty sure we got 6 ghost shrimp right here. Now, you can barely see these guys. These guys are literally see-through. You can see all of their insides, and they're pretty creepy. And then in the next bag, we got our zebra danios right here. You can see these little striped guys right there. And then we also got some female guppies right there. You can see that they're relatively small. I mean, look at that little guy. Look how tiny he is. Now that we got everything we need, we're gonna head back to the house. But before we can actually introduce these fish and shrimp to the axolotl, we're gonna have to wait about 3 weeks to make sure that these guys don't have any parasites or any nasty bacteria. So we're gonna have to quarantine them, and then we will introduce them to the axolotl. So we have just arrived home, and you can see we are by Henry, the axolotl right here. Now, if you come take a look on this side right here, we have already set up the quarantine tank. Now, before we actually put these guys in there, we got to acclimate them to the water. So what you do to acclimate fish to the water is you just sit them in like so, and the bag has enough air that it will float. So we are going to leave these guys in for about 15 minutes so they can get used to the water, acclimated, and then we'll add the fish in.
A few moments later.
So it has been exactly 15 minutes, and now it is time to put the shrimp and the 2 types of fish in the water. So we're going to first start off with the shrimp right here. We're going to take this bag and undo this extremely hard rubber band. Gosh, guys, they put this on as if they didn't want you to ever get it off. This is crazy. We have finally got the rubber bands off after working at them for quite some time. So we have the little shrimp right here, the ones that are basically invisible. So we're gonna go on ahead and just slowly go and pour them in. And we wanna make sure all of the shrimp are more towards the front so we don't lose any in the back, okay? Alright guys, so we got all of the shrimp right in here. You can see they all immediately went to the bottom, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So now that we got that bag done, we are gonna open the fish bag right here. So we've got the bag undone, and now it is time to put the fish on in. So we're gonna go on ahead in 3, 2, and here they all go. They are going in, go, go, go. And look at that, guys. We have the zebra danio, and we have the female guppies, and they look pretty hungry. So here we have a Tetracolor Select Tropical Flakes that we're gonna feed these guys. So we're gonna go on and pop this open. These guys are hungry, and we are gonna give them their dinner. So we're just gonna open this on up, and you can see it comes in little giant flakes like that, which would be perfect for these little guys. So we're only gonna put a little bit. So we're just gonna sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle. And look at that, guys. they are heading to the flakes right there. This little guy, he's munching it. I don't think the other ones see it yet, but once they do, it is gonna be game over and they're all gonna attack the food. Now that we got the shrimp and the fish set up, we got them fed. It is gonna take about a couple weeks to actually get these guys cleared of all parasites until we actually can introduce it to the axolotl. But since we have fed the fish, we fed the shrimp, the only right thing to do is feed Mr. Henry the axolotl. So we're gonna pop the light on right here. Now, if you're all wondering why the heck do we not keep the light on, that is because axolotls are really, really sensitive to the light. So they actually like to be in hidden, dark areas. So that's why we always keep the light off, because we don't want to stress this guy out. So we have our bloodworms that are melting right here. So we're gonna go ahead and start crushing them. Okay, you can see they're still a bit frozen, but we're doing a pretty good job. All right, guys. So we have all of that pretty much crushed up. We're gonna make sure we have no leftover ice cubes in here because we don't want Mr. Henry swallowing an ice cube, of course. And now we're just gonna grab a big handful and we are going to be hand feeding Henry the axolotl. So guys, let's go. All right. We're getting closer, and oh, look at that. He chomped it down, and look at him go. He has completely swallowed the giant chunk that I gave him. You can see there's some sitting in front of him, but we have a lot more food in here, so we're gonna grab another handful and see if we can feed Henry. All right, guys, we're going for round 2. Let's see if this guy's hungry. Oh, and guys, help, he has my finger. Guys, he just mistaken my finger for a bloodworm, and it actually didn't hurt, but that was crazy. So we're just gonna put the rest of the bloodworms in there so he can just munch on them on his own time.
3 weeks later.
So welcome back, guys. It has been about 3 weeks. Our fish are good to go, our shrimp are good to go, and it is time to put our axolotl tank together. You can see that they are going crazy. There's a bunch of food on the bottom, so the shrimp are having a feast down there. The fish already ate this morning, and the shrimps are having their leftovers. But if we head on to the axolotl tank, we got our light on, we got our filter pumping, but you can see that our axolotl tank is pretty bare. Now, we're actually gonna be taking out this giant plant right here, this hut, and we're gonna be keeping that log, but we are gonna be adding a bunch of new decor. Now guys, if you head on down here with me, we have all our plants right here on the floor. Now the reason that we have to rinse all of these plants is because there are nasty chemicals from the store that can actually hurt Henry, so we have to make sure that we get all of it off. But you want to make sure that you don't add soap because that can also hurt Henry. Just rinse it with some water, and these bad boys are good to go. So now that we have those nice and rinsed, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna take everything out of the axolotl tank and we're gonna set it up. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna just scrunch up this plant right here. Now we don't really want it to be dripping everywhere, so we're just gonna give it a nice shake like so, and then go ahead and put it on this towel. Now we're gonna actually do the same thing with the hut, but you can see the hut is pretty dirty, so we don't want all of that falling into the tank. So we're just gonna slowly just lift it up, and some of it got on, but that's okay. That's why we have the filter. So all we're gonna do now is maneuver it and put it over here. Now guys, since we took everything out, you can kind of see that the bottom is really, really dirty. Let's see if we can get a better view on top. The bottom is just literally filled with poop. The water's really dirty. So right here we have a cooler, we have a siphon, and what we're gonna do now is we are gonna take it and we are gonna take all of the dirty water out to put new and then set the tank up. So all we do right here is we're gonna go ahead and take this, make sure the skinny side is in the cooler right here, and we have the fat side right here, which has this little filter. We're gonna go ahead and put it in. Okay, and now if I just squeeze this right here, you can see that, you see the water going up, guys? We're gonna have to keep pumping it out, and look at it go. It's going in. So we're gonna keep doing this until the water is clean. Guys, do you see that right there? This siphon is literally like a vacuum, vacuuming up all that poop. I mean, look at this disgusting water that we're getting out. Now guys, we are done siphoning the water, and I thought it was a good idea to completely clear out the tank because the water was really, really gross. So we have it barely down to an inch, but we have Henry in this dark little container right here, and he's just hanging out. He's chilling in there, but we are gonna fill this entire tank back up. Now, if you come look on this side right here, if you see, bear with me, I don't know if you guys can see that, but right there, it says max water level and minimum water level. Now we're gonna wanna fill this water line mostly up to here because we want Henry to have a nice filled tank. We have completed filling the tank up. It is nice and clean, and it is ready for Henry and the fish and shrimp to go in. Now, before we actually introduce them to their new tank, we are going to set everything up right here. So it's kind of a disaster. So all we're gonna do is move a couple things to the side. All right, now the first thing we're gonna start off with is this giant plant right here. So we're gonna go on ahead, and I'm thinking this guy is gonna look best in this corner right here. Okay, that is looking great. Now some of it's gonna stick out, but we can't put the water any higher because it is at max level. So if we actually put it higher, it's actually gonna mess up the filter crazy. But the next thing we're gonna add is this, and this is honestly my favorite. I mean, this looks really, really cool. I mean, look, it has 3 different passageways right here. It has little shrubs on the side, and I think this is pretty sick. So we're gonna go on ahead, put this in like so. Okay, now before we continue anything, we need to step back and take a look. So I'm liking how that's looking so far. We might have to push this one a little back more, but we might just add one or maybe even both, but I'm thinking one of those little plants right here because Henry has to have enough space to just lay out on the tank and stretch his whole little body and legs. So we want to give him as much space as he needs, so maybe one shrub might be best. So we're gonna pick this shrub up right here. All right, now we're gonna add this in the front like so, okay. So we're going, and yeah, I think we're definitely gonna need to rearrange some things because things are looking a little bit funky. So guys, once we rearrange everything, get the tank nice and ready, I'll be right back with you all to put everybody in. So guys, we have our net and it is time to introduce the fish and shrimp to Henry and his new tank right here. So we have our giant net and we're just gonna go on ahead and scoop up some of the fish right here. Now this net is kind of too big for this tank, but we're gonna do our best. All right guys, we have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fish in here. I think we have 2 or 3 guppies, or I honestly can't even tell. So we're gonna transfer them in 3, 2, and okay guys. All right, they're in. You see them? They are swimming around Henry now. Henry is staying pretty still now. I don't know if he's gonna chomp one down, but the fish are trying to take safety. So we're gonna go on ahead and get the last little bunch in here. And we wanna make sure we don't hurt these little guys.
Oh, you almost got him.
All right, so we got 3 in here. Okay, now we're gonna transfer them in 3, 2, and okay. We got them all in there. Do you see them guys? Oh, are they going closer to Henry? Oh, and they're going the other direction. Now we have 1 more fish, and then we have 6 shrimp to go. All right, so we finished putting the fish and the shrimp into the axolotl tank. And now guys, if you take a look at the shrimp that are surrounding Henry right here. Now they're pretty invisible, but there is one right here. And if you look closely, there is one right there. Let's see if we can see him. Do you see him guys? He is right there. But if you see, the fish are kind of hanging out by the plants, trying to take cover. They're not really out in the open. Now that kind of makes sense because if these fish get a little adventurous like they are right now, well, they may become Henry's afternoon snack. Now these guys are most likely gonna stay hidden right here like they're doing. They're kind of staying in a group and staying huddled away from Henry. But that is going to end today's video. If you all enjoyed today's video, decking Henry's tank out, adding some fish and shrimp, we'll give this video a big thumbs up and comment down below, guys, how you like how this tank turned out. From a scale of 1 to 10, how much you guys liked the tank. Now guys, if you want to see more content like this with little Henry the Axolotl right here, well, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to my channel and the link down below.